And London Spitfire, they struggled against that a lot. So I assume we're going to see the Bastion come out from the Gladiators once again because they want to force the...
Does everybody do that? Dude, I have like an hour. So I have like an hour, then I'm getting off, and then I'm going back on again after my haircut.
London Spitfire to do something.
Which is why I'm just doing this. Because it's easy.
Different. Now, Bedosian also might be playing the Bastion here. That is a viable strategy to park the Bastion in his turret mode on the cart.
Generally, you see the...
Listen up, chat. Listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up.
One playing the Bastion here, and that's what we're going to see from London Spitfire. Here we go. Starting things off. They've got the Bastion in turret form already to cover the exit from the...
So he's not staying the Bastion. So right now, what they have here, Los Angeles Gladiators, is really common for defending on first point. Solo heal. I don't know how common it is to solo heal on attack, but mainly what it is, LA have better shield breaking with the Junkrat, but London Spitfire have the better pick potential, considering they have two snipers. So if Birdwing wins against Surefour, Los Angeles pretty much has 0 long range damage, which means that Prophet and Birdwing is then gonna be completely free if they win a duel against Surefour and they do so. Big Goose can't rest.
Spawn doors from London, but they're swapping Doa. They're going double sniper and the Roadhog. All right. Now, this is going to give a lot of pick-off potential. They want to get a sniper shot from the Hanzo or the Widowmaker, or land a hook from the Roadhog to quickly eliminate one of the players on the Gladiators.
Oh, Birdring.
Fuck. Oh, it's a Richard Diva and her Roadhog, I think. Because Diva gives that extra. See, here's the thing. What else would work better than another tank? Maybe a DPS or a support. But the thing is, you don't need healing that much, because the tank lineup here, can pretty much sustain themselves as long as Speedosen takes most of the damage. You can just self heal up. They can stand behind the shield. They can matrix most of the damage as well. What Nuss only has to focus about is Speedosen, Birdring and Prophet. Just the 2 double snipers.
Going airborne to try to get a couple shots on the shaft.
Because if the enemy team tries to engage on this lineup here, the tank lineup, it's gonna take a while for anything to even happen, because it's so tanky.
Does get one, but
a
whole lot of damage done. It's okay. It's about zoning, like we talked about earlier. Gladiators going
right now, yeah. As you can see, I mean, they're just waiting right now. Like, both of the teams are just waiting for something to happen. Mainly the defense is waiting for the enemy, the attackers to make a mistake, and the attackers are waiting for a pick.
Junkertown was the first map that this really got popular on. Birdring.
So, Birdring overextended. They collapsed on it.
Does get taken down. But London kind of grouped together here. They've still managed to keep the payload in position.
But Shaz died in no man's land, Doa. That means there's not going to be a resurrection possible for him. So London continuing to push forward, waiting for Birdring. He's on his way back to the main group. It will be a 6 versus 5 for the Spitfire.
So,
now the payload moving.
If Birdring finds
Big Goose pops the
ultimate.
Ultimate. We've got ultimates from both
They'll win in my
opinion.
opinion.
Now the Dragon Strike used by Prophet as tries to funnel the Gladiators into a place that's easier to fight them. Sonic Arrow coming in, just keep an eye on everybody.
There's a good chance LA is gonna win this match, even though nothing has happened and they're pretty much even right now. Like, both Divas are half HP, Rest is full HP. There's a good chance that LA will win this fight because they have Tyre now. They're using Valk already. They're also using Valk, but their next ult is Bungus, which is good to engage with. I wouldn't say it's the best middle fight. Or maybe one or two of your heroes are dead.
Buddy, now the Riptire for hydration. Oh, shot immediately by Prophet. Poking the holes in the tires. Hydration does get the kill onto Gesture anyway, right afterwards, but the res comes in. They manage to cover Nuss enough to get that ultimate off.
Sure, for ults. Pretty much knows where Birdring is now. He's choking. He's choking. Feels bad, man. But yeah. LA won that. LA won that fight because of ult advantage.
today here for the Gladiators.
Dude, I think you just got 2K donation. Wait, from who?
Nas trying to get behind the cover, but he is just caught between a rock and a hard place right there with Bishu. Has to retreat. Bishu waits for the full commitment of the London Spitfire and then punishes them with the self-destruct on the open ground.
Kind of caught behind a rock and an exploding place.
Even worse than a hard place, that's right.
Sure. I'd take a hard place any day over an exploding place. Coming in, whoa, nice zoning actually, the self-destruct pushing them into the Dragon Strike. They do catch hydration with it. Either way, it's a problem for the Gladiators. Losing a lot of people right now. And Bedosian pushing forward. He's got the whole hog, but if he can save it, no, not gonna. Just using.
Pretty much. This is just adding. No, this is just like basic math, pretty much. Like the reason for why they won this fight is because they had all. Here they use 4 ults. Enemy team only used 1 ult. They had all the advantage from the last fight because LA used ults. They used 4 ults or something last fight. While London only used 1 ult. They knew that they were down in ults when it happened. So they decided just to dry fight it and win the next fight, which is what they're doing right now.
The kill in the end. Turning around now onto Bishu, gets 2 with it. And that payload is finishing point A.
And you like the use
right now, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Put your Widow here, or someone else. Could also be the Hanzo. Go up and set up here. Set up where the defenders usually would set up, because once you have that spot, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do something really on this point here, because if the enemy team gets the spot up here, if the defenders get the spot up here, it's going to be really hard for the attackers to push in, because they have to just take poke damage all the way up there. So if they hold up here aggressively, this cart can move all this way here for free. Like 50% of the way for free, pretty much.
The Gladiators drained off the clock on that defense, and it's going to leave London a bit short when it comes to the time bank as they start to head through a long point B.
Exactly. I want to set up here. So they know if they're going point, because that's the only way to point is in here and under here. So they know if they go on point. They can just tell Birdwing, get the F out, my dog. Here they can poke and get a lot of information here.
They're able to win the fight at the end of A. They're able to take that aggressive high ground attacking spot. And hiding out behind the Orisa shield as the payload gets moved by Birdwing.
So now they're alarming him that they're coming for him. Now it goes up to them. Now, the only difference between these two teams right now is that, I mean, of course, they both are using 1 ult. But London Spitfire has the high ground with double snipers.
They're waiting patiently, looking for an opening.
Oh, Prophet. Oh, it gets dead.
I wouldn't say jungler is good against things that are on high ground. You know what I mean? It's hard to spam, get a mine and stuff like that.
With the res, so London not done with this push yet. Gesture's supercharger does not last very long. Ooh.
So, as you can see here, Chorus just push for free. Chorus already there. Right? Chorus already there. They got it all the way here for free without having to win or lose a fight.
Meanwhile, London has to be a bit cautious getting back to the payload. Birdwing does fall. So that's something. Here comes the Dragon Strike. Push a mule back. Oh, it catches Irina. Big Goose down too.
They halted Big Goose into the Dragon Strike. Gesture has been on point with his ults today. He's got some kills.
Them going up here, setting up here, pretty much won them the whole of second point with one fight. With one fight track.
Jester came in to the playoffs as one of the top Orisa players in the league, and his combos yanking people into their doom have been good today.
Kind of reminds me of Sato on the Philadelphia Fusion. He's been really good at doing that same thing, using the halt to pull enemies.
So now,
abilities you want him to get hit by.
London Spitfire assault. Yeah, Gladiators also have ult. What they need to do here?
They've still got 3:20 on the clock.
Yeah. Start something here. Start something and see if you can get some kind of value out of your double snipers right now. Him sending the bomb over here forces either this guy or this guy to walk here in front of the shield, which gives them a lot of pick potential.
Here we go, self-destruct sent over the top. Anybody getting it caught? They get Shaz. He was
either he walked in front of the shield, got hooked, or he stayed behind the shield. He got sucked behind the shield though. Couldn't really do anything there, but yeah, he died.
Wrong side of the Orisa shield, couldn't survive. And now London continuing to push forward. They're gonna have to avoid. Oh, Bijou, another 2K with the self-destruct. He's been hitting those. And that's gonna be another defensive hold for Gladiators. You know, the funny thing is both of the times the Gladiators have actually gotten the defense going, it's been off the back of a Bijou self-destruct.
Really nicely played, and the reason why Bijou got such a nice self-destruct was that London killed Shaz, and that meant that they wanted to take over space. They wanted to control where he died, so the resurrection wouldn't come in. Bijou realizes that, instant punish with the Diva ultimate.
Yeah. You talk about the advantage of the communication. Bijou has been giving us.
The hard part comes to get out and get space.
The Gladiators all season. Ooh, the hook comes in.
I think LA is gonna win that fight. Huh? This is Bongo. They're gonna win now. Okay, Prophet kills everything.
Third one off the back of it too. Whoa, wrong place, wrong time for the Gladiators.
Didn't really see that coming.
Commitment though, Doa. They have to use
I guess they use 4 ults there. They use 4 ults on top of that. Okay, so here's the thing. They use 4 ults. Like I said, it's hard to get out of that choke once the enemy team is already there, or the defenders is already there. Let's use 4 ults in order to get out of that choke and win the fight. On top of that, LA used 0 ults. They only now used. So for all, I don't know if they used remix ult, maybe. Can't remember.
Out of spawn, but there's no way to finish it up with his defensive matrix blocking all the incoming damage from the Roadhog.
With so much pressure coming in from London right now as the payload moves towards the end. They've still got 2 minutes remaining. Gladiators need a pretty epic defense, and here it comes with the Dragon Strike. Bijou gets pulled in, gets hooked. After the halt, gets behind
right now,
the pillar just in time.
right now they're low on health. They're low on health. Burning needs healing. The whole enemy team is full health, so they just need to play that a little bit. So what they did there, it's actually really, really smart. I don't know who the shot caller is. He's a god. So here, they got a hook on the Diva, right? Maybe they could have killed him. I don't know. Maybe they would have overextended for sure in order to get him out of Maggie. But here, they know they're low compared to the enemy team. The only person that's low on the enemy team is Bijou. They're Bidosin low, Gisher's a little low, and Fury has lost a little bit of health. Birdring goes very low, which means that they can't really do anything right now because Birdring isn't in position anymore because he just dropped down to get healing and be safe. So right now they're just all behind this shield, right? Pretty much. So they're just waiting for another opportunity. There you go. Like they're just playing it very, very safe and careful. And just relying on their pick potential, which is what they got there.
Again, the combos are just
they don't need to engage on them. That's pretty much what these counts are about. It's not about engaging. It's about just whoever gets to pick.
Crazy from London right now. Orisa and Roadhog, Gesture and Bedosian combining for some pretty important picks here. Oh,
what a shot!
Flick by Prophet to finish Surefire off too, but the Gladiators responding with some kills of their own. This Dragon Strike needs to be big. Another hold.
Dude, the fucking sucks, dude.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Gesture showing us probably the best Orisa play we have seen all season long.
It's just been so consistent. The communication for London is there right now. Yeah. They're setting up these plays. Their target selection is excellent, and they are.
So right now it's just about killing the strikers who comes in.
Beauty, man. This push from London.
Just target calling pretty much.
I think we've seen on Junkertown, and they are going to crush this last fight. Remix, no HP remaining, and that is it, London.
8 final blows, only 2.
Try to mentally reset, but when it's that big of a
London Spitfire has pretty much the same as they had on Attack.
That said though, Doa,
the difference between London Spitfires and LA's defense was
London struggled mightily to deal with the Bastion.
A Junkrat.
Gladiators will be returning.
I think they're gonna run a jump. They are running a Bastion. So right here. Dude, I don't like Bastion at all against the Hanzo. What they're running here on the Spitfire is easily like break the shield, kill Bastion. I would definitely say that they either needed a Reinhardt instead of a Widow, or Reinhardt instead of a Roadhog here. So that double shield, because once they get through the shield, which they are going to, because Hanzo does a shit ton of damage, they can just like either hook or just burst down the Bastion. I feel like. Now, I don't know how this will play out. That's just my point of view on it. What they need to do is stand here. Wait.
It was just burst down right away.
Stand behind this, like when you go here, stand behind over here where they're already standing, where the Risen D.Va standing. Stand there, contest the payload with line of sight, and then they can engage on the Bastion, or just break the shield and punish him.
The Bastion is less
so right now, Arimix already got picked off. I don't know what he was doing.
Dies even faster apparently. Zone barrier, he's down in London, has to go back to the drawing board, and now you're
what is your thought process when analyzing these?
Difficult to get the Bastion back onto the payload. If
you what different comps they're running? Because I would say this comp right here counters this comp. I would say London Spitfires counters LA Gladiators comp. Ults, who has ults? Positioning. Yeah, mainly it.
Yeah, Shaz has to cross some open.
Right now, we should just scout it out what they are, because they are gonna stand there. They are gonna stand there. There's a good chance they're gonna stand there.
Very cautiously, but here comes the Dragon Strike.
And there it goes, eaten by the Matrix.
Why do you use Zoe FK1 instead of Zoe? I got because the Zoe FK1 is what people told me to get because it's for big hands compared to FK2. There's a lot of different ones, but I just got the Zoe FK1 because what I was thinking that moment. Yes. So, I don't know what they were doing there.
He was ready for that one. Almost cut off the voice line too. It's like Hanzo just kind of gets sad.
So right now what happened? Oh, I think let's go back. It's actually important because this is
very cautiously. But here comes the Dragon Strike.
So he ults, forces the Roadhog to engage because he ulted, but Bishu ate the dragon. But him ulting makes the Roadhog push up to try and get space. He gets pushed. He gets pushed now. Pushed. So Fury. Where did Fury come from?
Here, which means you have to use the Orisa shield or use the Defense Matrix charge.
We need to see where Fury came from.
We'll get him back on though.
Yeah, London playing very cautious.
Because Fury and
there it goes. Eaten by the Matrix.
So Fury going that way is a bad decision. He should have went the other way. Should have went behind. Because him doing that makes him lose so much HP.
He was ready for that one.
Makes him lose so much HP. I mean, Bidosen was fine, but if they pushed him, he would have been dead. But he was fine at that moment. Gesha, on the other hand, pretty much died because Fury took a wrong route, and because if Fury was, let's see here, if Fury took the other route,
eaten by the Matrix. Gobbled up. Meanwhile,
he could have just been where the Mercy is. There, he could Matrix the Hawk, and there, he could have been even closer to Gesher, which is who's gonna get headshot there. It goes down to one bar, barely survives, and now with a solo heal, they need a stick. Solo heal Mercy need a stick on one target, which isn't ideal. He's probably out now. Yeah, he's out. Yeah. Pretty much what happened is they got too much pressure on London Spitfire because of Bidosen's overextending because of Prophet's dragon baiting him after he got eaten, and Fury's rotation to Bidosen, in my opinion. So once you have a lot of pressure on a team with Bastion, once you have space with Bastion, there's a 95% chance you're gonna win. You need a solid fuck up in order to not win that.
I don't think that's gonna last too long. Fury out of the D.Va suit, Bidosen.
No, he's just gonna go back and race him.
And the Gladiators look like they're just gonna rock their way through point A. No problem.
They will. Only a minute and a half.
You have a question? All right.
Point A, so plenty of time for them to run all the way through the map. And Junkertown is one of those maps in Overwatch. We talk about Dorado, another escort.
So right now, I think they're setting up here again. With this comp, I actually think they're gonna stay at payload, because if they did, they would have put Surfer on the point, because they need all the tanks and the Mercy and the Bastion to put it up here. Not about the VOD review though. Alright, well, ask. I think they're gonna stay on point. Oh, they are going up there. That's kinda odd. That's kinda odd. Wait, who's pushing the payload then? D.Va is. Yeah, I don't like that. But I mean, I would definitely recommend everyone to go up here and hold this position here. But I don't know. I would rather have D.Va there. I would have D.Va instead of Widow. But right now, London Spitfire last time got it to here, around here. When their first fight happened, they got it back here. I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference. I think it's still one fight. Yeah, it's still gonna make it one fight. Once people go up there, high ground, it's usually one fight. So gesture shifting there wasn't. You think your brother friends as you try to? I want to comment on it. I want to see what people say about it. Gesture ulting, shifting there, pretty much got him killed. Because if he didn't shift there, he would have been knocked back. Right? By then he would have already been over here, all the way on the right corner. Then he could have shifted while he was far away from him. But he's close to hydration. And if you fortify against the Roadhog that's ulting, yeah, you're dead, dude. You're dead. You're not moving anywhere. You're just taking the shots. He's moving as fast as you, pretty much. And I mean, he might move faster than you. He's just going closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to you with the huge damage from Roadhog ult.
But it's going to be the Gladiators coming out ahead in the end. That was one of the craziest moments of the playoffs right there.
But yeah.
Trading those kills, but you know what? The Gladiators still have 2 tanks alive. There's no way Prophet on this Junkrat is going to stop them.
Surfer already setting up aggressively.
For the Gladiators on this attack. We said it before. Their
London Spitfire. Junkrat was a good pick for sure.
Truly the Thanos effect here, Doa.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I don't know about their comp, if it's still viable though. Like, I don't know. Cause it's really hard to punish someone. Like, you just need to break the shield. Like, it's so slow paced what they have to play in order to make it work. I feel like they're playing a slow paced comp too fast here. I feel like they should have taken the fight up here instead or something like that. Right here is where I would probably recommend them to take the fight once they have the tire. Where is it? Yeah, they already had tire. They could have engaged with tire. That's a really good ult to engage with. But they didn't really engage with anything other than, I don't know. Mercy ult. You're a Sen now though, which is, I guess it's good. Some more shield damage and Discord.
A lot of time left. If they can complete this push, they will be in a big time lead. Oh, Prophet
then.
Notice you in the corner there. Here, have a tire. Oh, Shaz gets it. Dragon Strike comes through though, but Hydration managing to back his way out of that. Birdring finds Surefour though. Gesture flying high in the sky, but he's back.
So right now, there's only one fight left here.
Nice hook. Prophet tried to flank and got hooked immediately.
The Prophet tried to be a solo carry there and flank the Bastion and kill the Bastion. He got punished for it though. It's a 1-for-1. London Spitfire doesn't have rest. There's a good chance why London Spitfire is gonna win this. Just after the 1-for-1 pick. Surfer already got picked earlier, so Big Goose doesn't have res. They have spawn advantage. I'm pretty sure Nuss still has res though. So they're already up like a person or two, I would say, if you look at it like roughly. Surfer gets picked, yeah. So right now, looking at the ults, Los Angeles have 2 ults. London Spitfire has 4 ults soon.
Had to go to the Roadhogs. Briefly switch to the
So, London
Spitfire's
gonna win this fight.
on the Roadhog again. He sees that they're running the Genji, and he wants to hook. And more importantly, he's a very hard target to.
You should probably get off Genji now.
Oh, Bishu sends in the self-destruct. Dragon strike the other way. Gets two.
There's a 2 for 2 right now. There's a 2 for 2 while London Spitfire still has ult coming out. So even though he popped off there, there's about ult. It went down to ults there, I would say, because they used 1 ult, and London Spitfire used 2 ults there. They used Dragon and Bungo.
But they tried to commit to it, obviously, because the self-destruct was going in. They wanted to push them forward. But that's walking into the Dragon Strike. Here we go. Good positioning here. That's
right now, just should die here.
That was a pretty clutch
shield,
yeah.
I don't know why he's on Genji though. I don't understand it. Okay, so here's the thing, right? The reason for why Genji really isn't meta anymore, or the reason for why Genji really is only good in dive, against dive mainly, is because Genji against tanks doesn't really work out. One, you're just gonna be slicing. When you're ult, you're just gonna be slicing through tanks. You're just gonna hit rocks, dude. You don't have high burst. You don't have consistent high damage. You have good damage against squishes, but against tanks, it's just like they can react so much to you. You know what I mean? Like once you go in, once you use a dash, you're pretty much a free pick for D.Va. Once you use the flag, you're pretty much a free pick if the Roadhog hits his hook. And the double sniper as well. Like here's the thing, like Genji's good against double snipers, but there's no way he's gonna get to them because there's nothing that can dive with him. He's gonna have to go in solo. Maybe Fury can follow him up, but that's pretty much just gonna kill both of them if they don't play it absolutely perfect.
First, but soon to fall is London.
I don't really understand the Genji pick. I think he picked Genji to counter the Bastion, and then he never really got off it. So.
Starting to pop off on this Widowmaker right now. But
now he goes in.
He's gonna bring out the Dragon Blade, get the kill on the remix, searching for one of
so even though he's damage boosted, he only got 1 kill with it. Like I said, because he's just slicing through tanks.
Gladiators backing away again, down to about a minute and a half left.
I don't know, Hand Banana. I don't know. I can't be the one saying that. I think it's easier for someone in the league to say that, like who's well-rounded, you know what I mean? Like who can pretty much play anything. Like Bedosen, I mean, played a pretty good Hog, honestly. Like played a good off tank. He probably has a good Widow as well. Insane support. Pretty much can play anything except for tank, I would say. But still pretty good. So. Yeah, I was unlucky that it landed there. So Bishu overextending down to Genji. That's really bad. That's really bad. They're up 1 though. They're up 1 right now. It's rest. They're still up 1 because they just both rest. The Prophet is just bladed there. That's actually a really good blade. But the only reason for why that blade worked, was because Bishu was out of mech because of overextending. If he didn't overextend there and got out of mech in the first place to a Genji, it would have been fine. I hit 70k? Yeah. I hit it.
But the Prophet is finding the kills onto the lower hit point targets, and that's what he needs to do. Yeah. So he's making it work, even though it might not be.
Wait, why isn't Fisher there, chat? Why? Where's Fisher? Did he get bought by another team?
Back to the Junkrat, but Shaz switches to the Zenyatta.
Well, they've got the payload pushed back far enough that you can take that more defensive.
He refuses to play
and just sort of cover the entrances. Meanwhile, Surefour swapping to the Tracer hydration on the Genji.
Wait, why does he refuse to play, dude?
They're caught. Ooh, damage comes in. Really down Shaz, halted out, taken out. 10 seconds left. I don't think Gladiators are going to finish this one.
I don't think they are either, Doa. They're going to try their darndest to get in.
They need a miracle here.
That Elliot wasn't.
I don't think they're going to get it. Gesture takes out hydration. Self-destruct on the point.
They aren't trying hard enough.
Time bar expiring, and that's a half win for London Spitfire as we start our second series.
Wow, London 4-0 on the day today. They come back even on Junkertown, the LA Gladiators map pick, and reverse their fortunes from Wednesday.
Well, crazy start to what's been increasingly crazy.
Is that a remix is better in this meta?
When we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. Omened by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Intel. Intel Core i7 powers the Overwatch League.
Oh, dude, stop trying to put free advertisements on my stream, dude. Stop putting free advertisements on my stream. Alright, boys. Listen up.
That they could emulate, but they're going with it, Doa. This
The fuck is that shit, dude? The fuck am I watching? The fuck is what is LA playing, dude? Alright. Alright. London Spitfire. That's a good comp. LA has a bad comp. I can already say now that London is gonna win.
To the point quickly. It's all about healing. The extra healing by the Soldier 76 who drops.
I can already say they're gonna win. They're just gonna stand on point. There's nothing LA is gonna do. Soldier's gonna be shooting his shield the whole time. Okay. 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 Smart decision. I'll give LA that one. Who's brain?
Showing that they do more swaps than any other team in the first minute, and now they're
Zululin chat, boys. Zululin chat.
They're going for the Doomfist.
This is so smart. They see the triple tanks, triple support from the Spitfire. They say, let's play with Pharah. You don't have anything to deal with this. It's sure for.
So right now, London Spitfire, play on point, kill whatever touches point. Easy win.
This time in hydration on the Doomfist, looking to get in and one shot at close range.
Yeah, and you're gonna give over the point early.
They already have point right now. They already have point. They easily get 25-3% here.
Your gladiators, but that's okay because you're counting on your composition to win the long game. Don't engage. Wait. Dude, I don't know what London is doing here. Come on, explain to me. Hey, get Marald. Dead engage, my dog eyes. What are you doing? Go in. Nice Arya shield. Hydration in a lot of trouble.
Okay. They're smarter than me.
Because of the shield, he didn't get the armor. He got blown up instead. Surefour is still raining.
So.
Some death from above.
Okay. The only reason for why they did was because hydration was overextended, and I think he lagged a bit. I think he might have had a lag spike on his. He might have had a lag spike on his OS League monitor. Which is why I didn't even use an ability. He was just trying to escape there. Now we need to go back to point. Now they're stacked, dude. Now they are stacked. Would you like to join an OS League? Dude, if they're friend join an OS League team, and I got an offer to join the same, dude, that would be the best thing in the world, dude. The path champions thing in the world. Two Danish cocks against the world. What up, Medi? Are you a shotcaller when you're on a team? No, I wasn't a shotcaller. I was more of like the engager. Like, my position when I played, what I did was I was like scouting where people were, gave information to the team where people were, so the team knew what was going on, and I set up the dives. I was like, yo, fusions, can you go and send back left? Stuff like that, pretty much, is what my role was.
Where they're like, wait a second, we can be a really aggressive team.
Oh, hydration. What are you doing, dude? I really don't like the Doomfist pick against this. I don't like the Doomfist pick. I don't see that. I don't see anywhere. Like, he's over here. He's trying to flank. He's trying to pick off a support. But the thing is that the support is just like before that. Like, if you go a second back, they were hawking the tanks. They were hawking tanks, dude.
aggressive team.
Now he's over here, or right side. Clanging.
It's working out. Here we go again. Coming in. Oh, that earth shatter. Got quite a few, but Gesture knocked out of the way, didn't connect with all.
But then again, I don't like what London is doing. I don't like them engaging. I like the first one. The only reason why the first engage worked was because they got a pick and someone overextended. If they don't see an opportunity to engage, like, don't engage. It'll never work out. Especially not when they have when they can disengage. They might have a Lucio to engage, and London, LA doesn't have a Lucio to disengage. But the thing is, they were standing so far away from them that the Lucio was absolutely useless. They didn't get any value of engaging there. What they need to do next time is stay on point. I like the first engage, but they overextended in this one. But I like the first engage because they got a pick off. They saw an overextension and then they collapsed on it. For future fights, I want them to use the Moira ult. I want them to play passive, get the enemy team on point, get the Pharah close, use Moira ult, go on the Pharah, and the Diva to fly him. That way you can pretty much get rid of a Pharah instantly.
And he's gonna get the pin onto Prophet, which means there's not enough follow-up damage there to really do much if you are the Spitfire.
Oh, Colonel.
Meanwhile, Hydration's still firing from afar. That's not where you want to be. Gotta get in there. It's a Doomfist going after Badoshin, who fades away. Meanwhile, the grab used to bring the Gladiators in, but not enough damage on the follow-up. They're going to take down Gesture, and now London scrambling a little bit here as Gladiators' percentage builds. There's the Earth Shatter right onto Birdring, and Prophet wants to send him off the edge. The charge comes in, but the Zarya shield, ooh, it's a balancing act, but they take.
Dude, I don't know what to say about this.
Hydration dives in. That's
like, I really don't know what the fuck is going on and why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, like, right now they're just playing like the. Right now, dude, this is NA tanks in a nutshell. Right now, they're just playing the game, and the person who wins is just the person who kills the most. It's not about who has the best strats, who has the best engage, who has the best ult management. It's just about it's 6 headless chickens on both teams just shooting. It's quick play. This is quick play. No, this is competitive. It's competitive with a solid comp. That's it. I don't see any team decisions being made, or other than the first engage.
Gesture down. Good stuff for Gladiators.
Like, I just thought London Spitfire won the fight, but apparently LA won the fight. Like, I don't know, dude.
It was close. But they're going to be able to hold on to the point for a little bit longer.
For a lot bit longer, though. A Prophet jumps in, is immediately cut down by Hydration.
Yeah, you like the new mode?
Absolute pandemonium.
No kidding.
Both Graviton Surges doing nothing because of a lack of follow-up damage, and especially because Void got bounced off the map by Prophet. But you know what? Gladiators still have the tanks on the point.
Hairdresser? I don't know what you guys call it, like a hair saloon, some shit like that. Original emote. That's true. I might have to get rid of it. I might have to get rid of it. I might have to get rid of it. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. Like, I legit don't know what I'm watching. I like only in NA. Only in NA. Only in NA, boys. Does Pharah counter tanks with Moira. Only in NA.
Now they force the changes. Badoshin moves over to the Ana. The first
He's
time
dead.
we've seen it in this map.
He's dead.
Is there.
Sleep Dart did not connect. You need that. You need it so bad. They
Do you need to go to a saloon? Yeah.
And the res does come in for Badoshin, so that
in
is
like
good for London.
Yeah, the problem
30
is
minutes.
went too deep and died, meaning that the 1-for-1 ends up with a resurrection.
Oh,
now Void off the map thanks to Prophet.
That's right. Boops him off with the far, and now Surefour down. Birdring grabbing 2 with that Widowmaker. London at the very last moment taking the point back again. 99.
Like, how do they win? How do they win, dude? Like I don't understand.
Back in control.
I don't even see how they won. Let me look. Yeah. Shash gets picked off before anything happens. So it's already a 1-for-1 because no, it's a 2-0 right now. Oh, okay, that's why they just got picked off. Okay, so poor performance from Gladiators. Just lost them that round. Because they should have won that round. For sure. Like, they're a lot closer to alts than Spitfire. Void just trying to farm alt. Don't really like what he was doing there. Don't like his positioning. He was too tunnel vision there. Void was too tunnel vision. He needed to stand close and with his Ryan there. He's too tunnel vision. Ryan's left side, he's right side. Doesn't really work out. What I mean.
That's right. Boops him off with the far end. Now Surefour down. Birdring grabbing two with that Widowmaker. London at the very last moment taking the point back again. 99% for Gladiators, but Spitfire back in control.
And here we go, Doa. Gladiators, they've got some time to build up another Graviton Surge for Void. And that means a possible Space Jam combo. It's what we call when the ultimate from the Doomfist comes in to clean up a fight. Take a look at
sure, Birdring fragged there, but that fight was already won. They already won the fight. What they need to do now is go on point.
Man, didn't know Widowmaker was a janitor. That was a lot of cleaning up. Gladiators nearly put the point back in their face.
Surefour got picked off. That's huge. Now they can die for free. Because the Brig is dead. As you can see, they can die for free, so they just walk in now. Barrage coming out.
Manages a meteor strike, Nuss, and London not done yet. They're gonna take the point right back.
They are. They're gonna get it up to 99.
Yeah, you do need a Widow. No, Diva for Pharaoh. I don't like Brig against what they're running. Like, I don't know why they would go Brig. Like, sure, it counters a dive and delays dive of it, I would say, but like they don't rely on engaging. They rely on poking. Like, if they relied on engaging, they wouldn't have a Widow, Pharah, and an Ana. Like, they have 3 heroes here that relies on slow pace, while Brig relies on the enemy team having a high, like, fast pace.
Oh no! Get to the point on the Tracer. No one's gonna get there. Jester's pulling them off the point.
Gesture using that Winston ultimate to secure it for London. First round on Lijiang Tower goes their way.
What a comeback there too.
Seriously.
Wow, London, you know, they took the point at first and then Gladiators roared on back. But that sleep dart was so clutch. That's something that we've rarely seen. The Ana coming in as an answer.
Do you got winning tomorrow in myself? Valiant?
You have to go in deep, and that leaves you vulnerable.
NYXL, I would say.
Which means you're not participating in that fight at all as long as nobody shoots you and you don't take any damage. That's what we saw. It really messed with their ability to play in those team fight situations.
If you go back in time in the history of Overwatch, Nuss really did kind of make a name for himself on the Ana way back when. So nice to see him be able to pull that pick out once in a while. Like you mentioned, is a good answer to the Doomfist. And now we're into our second round here.
Wait, he said Nuss was on Ana. But it was Bedosen that was on that. Did you hear that, chat? All 5 hidden chat.
Time in the history of Overwatch, Nuss really did kind of make a name for himself on the Ana way back.
To play in those team fight situations.
If you go back in time in the history of Overwatch, Nuss really did kind of make a name for himself on the Ana way back when. So nice to see him be able to pull that pick out once in a while. Like you mentioned, is a good answer to the Doomfist. And now we're into our second round. Nuss and London not done yet. They're going to take the point.
Looks like Bedosen is an Ana to me, at least. I mean, I might be wrong, chat. I might be wrong.
Now we're into our second round here. Taking the entertaining road off. Nearly gets knocked off here.
Stop it, boy. Alright, boys. Both comps. Yeah. They look the same. They look the same.
Must win point. If Gladiators go down 2 maps in the series.
Got pooped on. He just got pooped on.
Oh, Birdring. Start things off with a flick onto Surefour. Looking for that Pharah. What a start.
Dude, what is that sensitivity, dude? Guide my dog eye?
On fire in a way we haven't seen him in a long time in this series. They're going to grab the point first. You got to keep in mind, London Spitfire came out of stage 4, 4-6. Gladiators came out of stage 4, 9-1. Things could not have been more different. They looked completely different on Wednesday, too, with the Gladiators 3-0. But, man, this is a different team today.
I mean, but this is the thing that a lot of us on the desk and on the cast have always said about London. Yeah. Their peak, their ceiling is unbelievably high. So if you get them on a day where they're feeling good, they are one of, if not the most dangerous team in the league. New York learned that in the Stage 1 playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Spitfire trying to hold the point here. Playing it safe, playing it defensively. Bedosian around the pillar, trying to avoid that line of sight. Remix dives in, Surefour down early. They're going to try to focus on Remix as he gets aggressive. Bedosian.
Dude, can they stop going for the Sin? I mean, if you don't get him in the first dive, and if you don't get him after 5 seconds, you're probably not going to get him in ever.
Bedosian around the pillar, trying to avoid that line of sight. Remix
dives in. Both go on him, both tanks.
Try to focus on Remix as he gets aggressive.
That doesn't stop Remix though. Remix ults. He still he didn't even need to translate. Remix just entered there, dude. Remix just fed around 1,000 HP all charge.
You gotta take some time. The barrage coming in for Profit. It's gonna get the D-Mech on the Void. Big goose down gesture with a kill there. They lose Profit, but London still winning the fight, and Nuss right there with the res anyway.
And Surefour, he hasn't been able
like they didn't even need to trans there. Remix legit fed.
They haven't put any pressure onto Birdring. Basically, Birdring's winning these Widowmaker duels, and then he's just free firing into the point. They need to keep track of Birdring. It has been a problem all day so far for the Gladiators. Birdring is turning in just an insane performance.
I mean, he's gone Super Saiyan, no doubt about it. They needed this, they really did. Again!
Oh my fucking god, dude, he's a nut.
Just the flick, just the headshot. No chance for Surefour to respond. He gets res, but just like the mental toll, losing these 1v1s takes on you as a Widowmaker player. Definitely putting a lot of pressure on Surefour right now.
Now they're trying to fight back. They don't want this to be 100-0. London giving up some ground though as they back out.
Shaz down. Hydration drops a barrage, gets blocked by the shield. Profit right there for the kill. And again, Birdring 1v1 against Surefour. There's nothing he can do. 99-0. London.
Reasons for why they lost here. Reasons for why LA lost this was because Surefour didn't win one single Widow duel. Their dice was off. The dice just it resulted in them feeding ults. So I didn't really see Hydration get any value either.
Spitfire will take Lijiang Tower. They are one map win away from the semifinals.
And the terrifying thing, if you're a Gladiators fan now, Doa, is that you have to reverse sweep. And we heard Blake, one of their coaches, talking about it back.
Dude, stop clocking your shit on my stream.
And actually bringing the fight to the latter half of the season. The match, I think, on the Blizzard Gear Store.
No, don't go to Blizzard Gear Store.
Go. They're
that the Gladiators.
That is a fast hole hog, and he gets 4.
Like all the way. Gladiators attack round for now, though. They are going to be running the back onto the Roadhog.
Yeah. LA should have played the Junkrat instead of Hanzo here.
And of course,
that's the only thing I can see.
London did not
or would recommend.
On their attack on Wednesday.
They've done a lot better on their attacks overall today. Let's see if they can keep it going here onto King's Row.
Wait, Bedosian on Tracer.
So it is that single healer.
What the hell? He can actually play anything, chat. He can actually play anything.
And it's the same thing they wanted to run against the Gladiators. Now,
dude, chat, don't buy always sleep gear, dude. Overpriced. Overpriced.
While trying to go for a long flank. True. This time he's not going to be. He gets into the back behind the upper hall. Surefour in the window. He's going to flank.
Oh, here we go, dude.
Right now and try and find and shut down Surefour. He's gonna
oh no, Surefour. Okay, NA aim, dude. I mean Korean aim.
To the hallway here. Waiting for it. He knows Surefour's going to come around this other side, but that's going to be a good shot for the Widowmaker. Dashes ahead, takes some damage. Doesn't have his recall.
Oh, what a shot, dude.
The res
Oh, Fury just pooped on Shaz. Shit. Okay. So what happened here? The reason for why they lost is Chauffeur got picked off. They had to start spending time resting him. On top of that, Void is getting poked down. I don't know what Void is doing. I think he's contesting point. Yeah, okay, so they dropped down. I would say they dropped down way too early. Here, it would be a lot better with a Junkrat. Just keep spamming, keep spamming, keep spamming from high ground. Potentially get ult at one point. All they had to do, honestly, was just stand behind the shield, play passive, and then wait for SPITFIRE to fuck up. But Chauffeur got picked off. Which is fine, because you have a Mercy to rest. But Void and Iremix went down, dropped on point, so they had no healing to help them. And then they just go in.
Finds one on the Silthread finally, and now Fury, that is a fast hole hog, and he gets four kills at the whole hog to secure point A for SPITFIRE.
Hey, Kragie, you thought about making your own merch?
But really, it was about Bedosha. Were those the best Tracer mechanics we've seen? No.
What
did he do? He zoned the Widowmaker out, so Short4 wasn't getting shots over the point.
No.
That sets up a crossfire for Prophet and Birdring on the two snipers. They win the shield battle, and that's where they start getting the
much terminal
on the point itself.
Okay, so right now,
seeing this work against the Gladiators, I mean, they are kind of the OG.
yeah, that's a good count. That's a good count what they have.
Oh,
SPITFIRE on the other hand.
And now we see the swaps, of course.
I don't know what London's playing. Puck comes with dive, I guess. Remix need to start swinging at this round. Oh, there was this Winston, I mean. Like, Remix is just accepting the fact that he's being bullied, and then he just... What the hell is this, dude? Like, Remix just accepted the fact that he's gonna get bullied this whole time. And then, now he just sells Void. Now he's like, alright boys, you can get Void. He's currently 95% off, so he's pretty much free. So here you go.
Trying to charge away, Void down, and here comes a Dragon Strike. Right down the throat of the Gladiators, nearly takes out Shaz. Either way, it creates so much room for the payload to move.
He dies 80% of the time he swings there.
OG put your Zenyatta on Tracer team in the Overwatch League, but having a taste of their own medicine here.
Let me explain to why I told him to swing.
And now we see the swaps, of course. Remix back onto the Reinhardt Void.
Then it's right side. I don't know why they don't punish that. Here, if you start swinging there, if you start swinging around here, not go up and swing to him, but break the bubble. Like, you can swing and break the bubble as Ryan here. There, for example, like, you can break the bubble. When the bubble is down, there's a bigger chance of him dying here. But what they're just doing, right? They're just falling back, falling back, falling back, falling back, which I don't know. Not really a big fan of keep disengaging against like a Hanzo stuff like that. But it might be the only option they had there.
Down the throat of the Gladiators, nearly takes out Shaz. Either way, it creates so much room for the payload to move. London, again, playing great positional play here.
And mostly what that does, too, is it gets Remix separated from the rest of his team, so he gets eliminated, now has to go
as you can't swing anyone and keeps going back. You can swing the bubble and remove the bubble to put Gesher in a more dangerous position. Let's say go up and swing at him, but you can break the bubble with your hammer.
On the Widowmaker today,
which is what I said.
A lot of 1v1s against Short4. Volley from Prophet, throwing that damage into the tanks. Now the aggression comes in from Gladiators. Prophet backing away.
He was way out of position in the first place somehow.
Dragon Strike comes through.
I didn't see that, but I think the reason for why he was out of position a lot was because the team disengaged a lot faster than he did. Because it's, you know, you don't run as fast as Reinhardt. There's other heroes.
London already rotating anyway. Short4 taking damage. Avoids the volley.
Right now what they're doing is just taking space. Like, I don't think LA has done anything yet. I think this has been London SPITFIRE's match the whole time. Now they're starting to do something. Moving up a bit. Trying to take space here. Birdring gets picked off. They're probably just gonna risk it. Yeah, they are. Prophet picks up Mercy. I don't know where Mercy was. Probably engaging with the team. But like here's why London's gonna win that. LA only used one useful ult. Two. They used two? I don't know. London used four useful ults. No, I mean that he don't even put his finger back. Yeah, I think he was just trying to disengage there. He was slow on the trigger. I think so. I think the team just called disengage, which is what he was doing then. Which is respectable. Like he just follows the team calls, but the thing is, he was so far out of position when they started doing it, and his rotation backwards was too slow compared to everyone else.
By the Spitfire.
And
Next fight, LA is gonna win that fight. It's time for them to win a fight because they've all soon. They've all soon, and yeah, it's their time to win a fight. Silk is switching. Yeah. What else? That Dragon would have been questionable if he didn't switch.
Yeah, swapping to the Genji now, but this is an incredibly fast time for the Spitfire already. Gladiators need a big stop, and they need it right now. Actually, they need it like 2 minutes ago, but they'll take right now at this point.
But right now, Remix is engaging, which is good. What Remix did there was good. Going to create pressure, so Surefire has space, and maybe set something up for Silk Thread. Because they didn't get any value out of the engage. Maybe almost kill Gesture, but they didn't get any value. All they did was getting positioning here. I guess you can say positioning is value, but when I talk value, you didn't really force any ults from the enemy team. Oh wait, he used ult himself. Oh, that's unlucky. Well, they got positioning. Oh, they did get Mercy ult. Okay, so it's kind of 2 for 2. 2 for 2 ults. They use Widow ult as well, but I mean, I won't really say that's useful ult at all. It's just positioning. Here, when you know, usually when it's last point, you have a good idea of where people are. It's not because like Widow ult is good to like spot flankers and stuff, see where the enemy team are. But usually here last point, you usually know that Widow's either high ground or back. And you know where the rest are. I wouldn't really recommend Jeffro to peek Birdring when he has Widow ult.
Narrowly dodges a shot to the head from Birdring. They're waiting for it here. Boy does have that self-destruct too. To try to create a little more space.
Right, Remix just contesting point. Yeah, LA's gonna win this fight. They're gonna invest ult soon, and they're gonna engage with ults. So they're either gonna use Mercy ult or Diva ult to engage with, and then they're gonna win the fight. I have a good feeling about that. So, Void ults now.
No kills out of that one for...
Wait, what? What's that? What?
Here comes the self.
So I feel like LA is way too slow on their trigger here. They should have engaged a lot earlier. When they were in this position here.
Head from Birdring. They're waiting for it here. Boy does have that self-destruct too.
Here. London Spitfire has no Winston bubble to protect from the Diva bomb. Here.
Try to create a little bit more.
Here they should have thrown the Diva bomb over here somewhere. This would have gotten the back line to split up from the front line, and they could engage in the front line. But they're just waiting for Void to get out of mix, so he has to waste his Diva bomb. They engage eventually. I don't know if they're gonna win this. They probably are going to.
Does get res and Remix down. Maybe I spoke too soon. Gesture has a primal rage, and now the Gladiators scramble.
But they know that LA was down and ult. And the fight stalled out. So London Spitfire built up ults because before this fight even happened, they didn't have ults. They didn't have ults at all. So if they engaged fast enough, they wouldn't have won that. They wouldn't even have had ults that fight. So once they realized that they had an ult advantage, they started investing ults again, because they knew that LA wasted ults.
That means they're coming back in with more armor, and they're starting to eliminate the supports.
What a turnaround. Turning around the series.
LA was way too slow to pull the trigger there and engage with an ult. To give them because they had an advantage, but they didn't use the advantage there at all.
They gotta block those spawn doors. They gotta get the payload there. London Spitfire putting themselves even closer to those semifinals. Remix in, but he's by himself.
Ryan, they're just gonna come in staggered.
Immediately, and the Dragon Blade pulled out
Nope.
too late. What a time! What
Good engagement.
And I'm beginning to think Ridley Scott's directing this
Good engagement from London Spitfire. Poorly engaged by Gladiators.
Maybe, I don't know, man.
Left in the bank.
I'm gonna go with M. Night Shyamalan because no one can predict this twist.
That's true.
Maybe that's not M. Night Shyamalan, actually. I don't know.
That's so true, man. Who would have thought London coming out here today would put on such a clinic?
Who knew the Gladiators were dead the whole time? I'm sorry, they're not dead yet. They're not dead yet. They've got a chance, but man, backs against the wall for the LA Gladiators here. A round that determines their entire season. It all comes down to this attack on Kings Row, and you can see it on their faces. It has been a devastating day for them. 5 map losses.
Around the shield. Actually, they're going to control the point by shooting the grenades down.
So right now, like I said earlier, if you guys were here when LA defended, they had a Hanzo set of Junkrat here. This is exactly the same comp except for London Spitfire having a Junkrat, which I would recommend. I would say that's better.
Very quickly by dealing damage to the tanks.
I mean, they heard him walking around out there. They've got a chance to adjust. This is it. Season on the line for the LA Gladiators. They need to crush their attack here on Kings Row, and they're going to try to do it with the triple tank, triple support comp. It's beefy, it's fast, it can be devastating, but man, there's going to be a lot of damage coming in their way.
I wouldn't recommend London Spitfire holding down here. I see why they're doing it, but I wouldn't recommend them doing it.
They can touch the corner and play around the shield. Actually, they're going to come around the other way.
Yeah, a bamboozle already, switching positions to go right onto the point, forcing London.
I just wouldn't. I don't think they have enough healing, but I mean they gotta pick. But I wouldn't say that they have enough healing to sustain down here. But I mean, the thing about Junkrat is that it gets. The thing about Junkrat against usually just tanks in general is that it gets ult so fast. It's so insane how fast he gets ult. It's dirty, dude. It's dirty.
Appropriate for the Gladiators.
I think what they're gonna do now, Gladiators, get more ult and engage with that, and while the fight is going on, use break ult. They're gonna win this fight. I have a feeling they're gonna win this fight. Okay, no one. They got picked off.
In trouble. Fury losing a lot of health here, but Remix.
So they just got picked off before the fight even started. What they need to do here is just run into Orisa.
Bigu's already down. Now the Gladiators are gonna have to back away. They're gonna have to reset.
But they definitely need to run into Orisa while Fury's contesting the Widow. That way they don't have to worry about random headshots on the support. All they have to worry about is jump spam by then.
Winning the first defensive engagement.
And Prophet already halfway to another Riptire. This is the danger. You can't really get to the Widowmaker. We saw Big Goose have to skate up the wall on their first attack to eliminate Bird Ring, but that means he's not in range to provide speed or healing to his allies a lot of the time. So that means also the Junkrat dealing so much damage to this front line, getting those ults so quickly. Then you can target down the Moira. Gladiator's going to try it again.
Are they going to try to chase Bird Ring away? Misses a grapple, gets the second one. Still on the low ground. Didn't get into the window. Self-destruct comes in.
He'll get you here. Kill be dosing here.
They've got the coalescence for the healing and the damage as well. That Moira ultimate.
They're not. They're playing this comp way too passive. I feel like they're waiting for London right now. Waiting for London. Like, look at him. The only person that is slow is Remix. He's half HP. Half HP is still a lot of HP for Reinhardt.
Doing work.
But they're just waiting for them to do something here.
Control meter here, trying to unlock that payload, but here comes a Riptire. Oh, it could be big. A kill on the Silk Thread. Bird Ring finds Shaz with the headshot as well, and the attack nearly stopped cold here. The Gladiators may be able to find just enough kills to finish it, and it looks like they will.
Oh my god, dude! What the fuck did I just watch? Look at this! Look at this shit! Look at this shit, chat. That's to the Junkrat passive, dude. Will make a lot.
They realize that if they can take out the main tank, they can control the point and force the Spitfire to re-engage on them. That's what you have to do with this composition.
That tracking though.
They're getting some good late kills. Needs more movement for the payload now before the London Spitfire can get back together. Also forcing a lot of changes.
Yeah.
In terms of that composition, Jester as a supercharger, he says now's not the time to use it. Let's go for the monkey instead.
Shields up. Shields up. Shields up.
Sneaky strategy. Prophet's gonna back right into him.
Oh, they're gonna go in with the sound barrier too. Prophet taken out immediately here. The payload still.
They're hiding in the subway tunnel. This is a very sneaky strategy. Prophet's gonna back right into him.
Oh, they're gonna go in with the sound barrier too.
Is that a grab I see? Is that a grab I see? Right there? That's a grab, right?
Prophet taken out immediately here. The payload still rolling forward, and the Gladiators already control all of point B.
Ooh, though, I don't know if you want to use the sound barrier and the graviton there.
Oh, they were expecting more of a fight, but London wisely just gave it up and backed away.
It was a good strat, but now you don't have ults when it's going to be the hardest to push through the map. You're furthest away from your spawn right now if you're the Gladiators.
Yeah, that's the thing. One more fight for London at the end of B. Gladiators need to fight it out with less ultimates than they want to. Counter comes in.
That's a very good slam. That's a very good slam. That looked juicy, chat.
But the payload's not moving. Meanwhile, in the back lines, it was delayed, but it looks like the Gladiators should be able to finish this phase anyway.
And the Gladiators are delivering on a strong attack round. They will take point B.
Replay your blink, cuz. No.
This game looking like we may head into time bank.
It really is, man. London's going to need to put together a pretty amazing defense to avoid the time bank round, the extra rounds here on King's Road. Gladiators, they have all the tools, they've got the time they need to finish this one. Another Rip Tire coming in. And Gladiators, ooh, they are so lucky they only lost Sherpoy there. I guess they lost Void's mech too, so not so lucky after all. Remix, gonna get out? I don't know, man.
Right now, with this current comp they have, if LA stays with this comp, they're gonna lose. If LA swap comps and London place it well with their alt economy, they're gonna win. The only way that London loses now is if they fuck up and give opportunities for LA to capitalize on.
A late kill on Silk Thread will satisfy the London Spitfire, and man, that is a lot of ultimates for them to use on the defense.
But the thing is, London kept both of their support ultimates, so that means most likely a longer hold. They also have the Primal Rage, where Jester will get a lot more HP and will be able to knock people away from the cart just to stall out the clock.
They got a chance here. And there it is, that Primal Rage coming out from Jester. Again, to just try to push people back. Fury finds Sherpoy with the self-destruct. Jester gets one on Remix. And Gladiators just cannot seem to get through the door here on point C.
And that's where the Gladiators also use the Moira ultimate. So they're going to switch now, Shaz.
I think Burden's one of the most clutch players in the world. When he needs to win, he just pulls it out of his ass. Yeah, that's true.
They have the Valkyrie from the Mercy. Lots of healing to play defensively.
Oh, they've nearly got the Barrage, too, which can single-handedly win a fight right there. Now we have it. Birdring ready. Grab comes in on the Gladiator side. Birdring, though, counters with the Barrage. Finds a kill on the Big Goose before being eliminated. Bajoshin diving in, covering the res from Nuss. Got booped away, but not...
I'm not even focusing right now. I need to start focusing more.
It out on the high
right now they swapped off the Brick, which is good. Because Brick against what these guys are running aren't really good. Genji, yeah. I'll probably win Roadhog instead. I probably would have played Roadhog if that was me. But Genji might work out. Yeah, I'll probably say Roadhog is better than Genji.
Payload's still moving, but I heard the sound of Riptire and Remix felt it.
So he can't Blade right now. There's too much pressure. He can Blade now, though. But still, again, there's not really any opportunities for him to go in. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When you Blade, you're gonna have people focusing you, right? When a team like Fusions University Blades, they tend to always have a pocket on him, for sure. Which they're also gonna do here if he Blades. But they also have a Winston to go in with him and take most of the damage, shield him, and pretty much just be the tank for him. Here they only have Void, which is... it's gonna get melted. Void is gonna get melted. He might follow him. If Void does this well, he's gonna follow him, matrix him, make sure he doesn't die. Chauffeur's gonna shield him. That way he can get... because he needs as much support for his Blade as possible, considering he doesn't really... yeah, he gets the shield. I don't know if Void is with him. I don't think Void is with him. That didn't really change anything that much. Okay, so... London fucked up a lot there. I didn't really see why, but I feel like they had ults that they didn't get that much value off. Good push from Millie. Capitalized on their mistakes. What do you leave for a haircut? After this game.
Looks like they may not use the Brigitte, and they're going to have Surefour.
After this game, boys.
Nope, switching it again. Silk Thread for the Pharah. And they're assuming, why they're doing this is they're assuming that the Junkrat's going to use the Pharah to really get an opening. Surefour's going to go for a...
So right now, London's playing the same. No, double healer. Sin instead of a Roadhog. LA's playing dive. Wait, they're playing 3 supports? Wait, chat, I think... I think my eyes are a bit messed up, chat. Is that Surefour and I see triple support? Is that it? He is swapping, right? He is swapping, right?
He absorbed it. Big Goose down already. Wapadoshin just hits him with a big right click. Big alternate fire from the Zenyatta coming out. That's going to slow down Gladiators right out of the gate.
They're still looking for this. This is a biotic grenade play. He's going to throw it up.
What the?
And then we'll see if it lands. It's going to debuff them. No.
It doesn't get there. Might have been eaten by the Diva defensive matrix.
Where did it go?
Might just not have landed.
Where did it go, chat?
That was a cute play. Didn't work out. Now Gladiators have to push forward. Remember, they have limited time here.
Oh, Diva ate it. Okay.
Still thread on that Pharah, but you gotta worry about Birdring's Widowmaker. Dangerous to be in the air. He's just gonna go aggressive here. Fury's zoning him out. A lot of damage coming in on Silk Thread. Meanwhile, the point being taken by...
I didn't know that. I didn't hear the Diva eat. Maybe you said that. Maybe I'm just deaf. I don't know.
And make sure they don't drop down onto the point.
Maybe I have too much earwax in my ears, chat. Who knows?
I am shocked. Meanwhile, Silk Thread finding more. Remix gets another.
Right now, Silk Thread is just putting a lot of pressure. You should have killed that Sunday. You should have. He dies anyways.
And now they're finally controlling Birdring, Doa. It was Void and Remix jumping all the way back while London sputtered trying to control that high ground because they were just getting zoned out by Silk Thread on the far. Beautiful play from the Gladiators.
And this is big. Again, you don't get like...
Guys, I'm too tired for this, dude. VOD reviews, in my opinion, is so boring. I was actually thinking about start doing like VOD reviews for like subs and stuff. Like every Sunday or something, right? I was thinking about doing sub review Sunday. Sub review Sunday.
20 seconds remaining for Gladiators, and then after that, it's overtime, where you can't leave the payload. You gotta stay on it.
Jester is 1v1ing Surefour in the back line right now.
It's brave.
Very interesting play. He didn't really stop the payload at all, just some harassment.
Nope. Here we go. 5 seconds.
I just can't be asked to watch VODs. I don't know, it's the most boring thing in the world, in my opinion. But right now, Silk Thread gets hit. Okay, so let's stop it here, right? Let's stop it here. Both teams are investing ults. They both have a Diva ult here. By looking at it as of right now, I think Okay. London is gonna win. London is gonna win, chat.
Self-destruct coming out. Oh, and he catches Silk Thread with it. That's one. They might be able to find a res. We will see Fury with a couple kills on the Diva. Now bring Birdring back again. The payload moving, but London finding the kills. They might be able to end it here. Only Remix left on the point. Shaz, I don't think he can do much on the buddy, trying to get close, and that's going to be overtime.
So the reason for why I said London was gonna win there, where was I? I said it. Yeah. U-bomb came in. Junkrat is up here. Junkrat has a really good flank, right? The only way that they can lose this is if Prophet gets countered hard, 2-3 people dives him, right? But then if they do that, they're gonna open up their front line. If they dive in their back line, they're gonna open up their front line, which then will give the team more space. U-bomb gets a person. They no longer have to worry about high ground control. Prophet just creating pressure from the back, getting Remix low, so they have to pocket the Remix and everyone else can't get healing. Get the point. That was good. That was a good push.
Gets to pick map 4.
Well, the crazy thing though,
so
we haven't seen an assault map in this series. So London doesn't really have any data to go off because we didn't play it on Wednesday. We didn't play it in our first series earlier.
It's funny to review clips VODs and Pro VODs. No, I like Pro VODs though.
Here we go. London on the attack. The crowd chanting shields up for their LA Gladiators, and man,
same comp as they had last time. Let's see how it works out. Oh no, man, they're holding them. They're holding bottom from the start. I don't recommend holding bottom though. I recommend holding bottom if the enemy team runs dive though. Or do I? Yeah. But if they have something like this, like if they don't really have mobile heroes at all, like Orisa and Hawk, like right now they're just giving space. Like you can see this, they're just giving space. There's people behind them, there's people in front of them, there's people on the side of them, there's people in their bots. Just because of the space that they're letting from holding point. Yeah, I don't really like holding point against what they have. I'm pretty sure they didn't do. Like always, like this is what you can do, right? This is what you can do, right? If they have dive, hold on top. Always start on holding on top. If you see they don't have dive, you can always just drop down and hold on point. It's easier to go from high ground to low ground than low ground to high ground. Always think about that.
Evenly in Overwatch, on these hybrid maps, you're actually trading in favor of the attack because they are closer on the respawns. Fury, though, and Prophet pulling out those kills. Fury already with a ultimate, a Dragon Strike, ready and waiting.
Hey, I mean, losing that Mercy either way is tough to deal with, but London handling it.
Hey, pull out the Bastion.
Well.
Dude, London Spitfire, they're scared, chat. They're scared.
To go with the Zarya, the Reinhardt, Birdring swapping to the Pharah. Badoshan still on that Tracer.
Badoshan, yeah, he's gonna switch off.
I want to become an educational streamer, but I'm so lazy when I play. I really can't be asked talking that much. That's true. It's hard.
Oh, but the Dragon Strike coming through. Sureforce somehow avoids that damage. Man, that was close. Can't avoid the rocket though. Birdring gets one, and now Fury takes out Remix. London Spitfire trying to push through here.
So pretty much London just picked the counter. London saw what Gladiators had closer to spawn, and just picked the counter. So, how much they can do about that? Alright, so what London did there, really smart in the end, is picking the counter to Gladiators comp. London picked the counter to Gladiators comp because London is way closer to spawn than Gladiators, which means that they can just swap the comp, whatever they like. Like, Gladiators can't go back to spawn and swap their comp to counter London's comp because its spawn is so far away, you know what I mean? Smart move, smart move. Alright, boys.